Hello everybody and welcome back to Saxlingham. So I've picked up a couple of fertilizing contracts. They are on a couple of pretty large fields, but they are paying out really well. I went to the shop to inquire about contract work, and knowing I had the fertilizing spreader anyway, I decided to take on the two largest jobs, so it would hopefully going to help out to get some funds in. So when I did go at the shop, as I say, I inquired about the jobs, and it was Kevin, I think, I was speaking to, and he did say to me that because of the equipment that I have, especially the tractor being old, um, that it could be difficult to kind of navigate where I am on the field when I'm fertilizing. So, as you can probably see, they've loaned me a GPS system that attaches to the tractor, so I can actually see in what position I am in the field. So it means that hopefully I don't miss a lot of bits when I fertilize the fields. He actually put me in contact with another farmer. Can't remember what his name was now. If I remember, I'll let you know. But he had a GPS system on his old tractor, and he said he'd be more than happy to let me borrow it and see how I get on with it, just in case in the future we decide that once we upgrade our equipment, we may want to get something like this, because fields this big are definitely going to need bigger equipment. And the fields here in Saxlingham are pretty sizable. Also today, I am hoping that we'll get the seeds put into our field today. I have sort of rented a seeder from our good friend Snowy, who let us use his cultivator and plough. So I'm using his seeder as well. Hopefully, in due time, I'll be able to afford my own, but I am obviously paying Snowy for the use of his equipment. And whatever seeds are left in the seeder, I will leave in there for him as a thank you as well. So that is the plan today. I'm going to keep an eye on the second-hand store, because I really would. I don't want to get rid of the old girl, because she is a workhorse. So I will probably get her patched up, make her look a bit more presentable. But hopefully we can use her around the yard more, and hopefully get something a wee bit more powerful that we can use out in the fields itself. It's just not enough horsepower in this old girl here to do the work, especially with some of the mowing work and stuff like that. I have to rent out a tractor for that from the shop, just in order to do the actual work. But this old girl here will do absolutely fine doing the work on our own field, because it's a lot smaller. So she'll do absolutely wonderful there. So yeah, I will get her fixed up. I'll get her all patched up and looking nice again. So as I said, these contracts are paying out a good bit of money. So hopefully we can try and maybe do something with the yard in the next couple of months, while we're waiting for our seeds to germinate and start growing. But until that point, we are going to be literally working for other farmers and keeping an eye on our chickens. So I plan to put maybe barley in, or even just wheat, but we're going to need to get the money in, especially when it comes to harvesting. We're going to need to rent out a harvester. So I will go ahead and knock out these 2 fields, and then I will bring you guys back with me when all is completed and payment has been received, and then we'll see what we're doing from that point on. Okay, everybody, so we did manage to finish those contracts, and we are now up to 44,000 in the bank, so we're doing pretty good. What we're going to be doing next is we are going to be seeding our field, because we need to get that done. It's going to be raining in the next few hours, so we can get that all done, and we'll get the field fertilized. That will be us in preparation for growing our first crop. Just trying to think what we're wanting to achieve at the moment. So far with the farmyard, I think I'm pretty happy with how it looks at the moment. I think it'll last us long enough, because we're going to really need to be making some money. But I'm thinking I'm going to need a stronger tractor to do some of this work. So I may have a look at the shop and speak to them and see what they say about new tractors, see what their catalogue holds. So we'll probably end up maybe getting something with a bit more power than what we have at the moment. So, but the old girl here will definitely be, nope, don't you fall off. If that falls over, I'll never get it up. There we go. The old girl here would be great for doing bits and pieces around the yard. So, right, we are going to do barley. Let's see if we can get this through the gate here. We're just squeezing through and no more. Right. Get our help on, and then we'll get this. Hopefully this tractor will be strong enough to pull it. And there we go, we're getting our first seed in. This is exciting times where we can hopefully start moving forward now and get ourselves on the right track to building this homestead. She seems to be pulling this cedar quite the thing. Seems to be doing really well. So it shouldn't really take too long to get this field done. Would be handy if I actually put it on the ground. Struggling a wee bit there on going up the hill. But there we go. Yeah, she's struggling a wee bit. We're definitely going to need a bit more horsepower, I think. I think I might actually take a run over at the shop and see what they've got in store. We'll need to get something that's going to help us get this done a wee bit quicker. She's struggling. Right, she is struggling, which is a real shame. Which is a real shame. Right, okay. Don't actually think it's putting the seed in the ground either. I think I turned the blooming thing off. Oh, what an idiot. What an idiot. Right, I'll tell you what I'll do. I will go over to the shop and see what they've got, see if we can get something a wee bit more powerful. Hopefully we can, just to try and get the work done a little bit quicker. And I have left the truck at the shop. Right, it's going to be a long walk. Well, not really that much of a long walk, but I will go and speak to the shop, see if Kevin's there, and see what he has to say. Right, thank you very much for your help, Linda. I hope you have a wonderful day, and we hope to see you again soon. Right, so I have waited here at the shop because I did make a purchase, and as you can see now, we are now down to just under £6,000 in the bank. They've just had my tractor delivered. It was actually in a store just down the road, and they told me they've dropped it off around at the other side of the shop here. So we'll go and have a look. Oh, I think I can see the end of it. Wow. Oh, this thing is massive. That's huge. And it came with a front loader attacher too. That is going to be super handy. That is going to be super handy when we get a front loader. And I wonder if we can get a 3-point put on that as well. Right. Wow, let's fire her up. Oh, she sounds like an absolute beauty. Oh, and the power. Yeah, I think we're going to do really well with this. I think this one came with 112 horsepower. But it can be upgraded, so... I wonder. Can we put this on the back of that trailer? Or will it be too big? Right, let's try. Looks like it might be a wee bit too big, but we can give it a try and see what happens. Right. Definitely have to be extra wide. Make sure nobody's coming through the gate. Oh, this could go two ways. Okay. Okay, she seems to be secure on there. She seems to be sitting on there quite the thing. Right, let's get these away. And let's get this back to the farm. Right, hopefully it stays on. Could have major problems. Good job I never pulled out there. Right, let's go and get this baby tried out on the field. I do have a fear that one of these days I'm going to turn that corner and someone is going to ram right into the side of me. There's a lot of overtaking going on the road. Right. Let's get in here. Oh, it looks so nice. It does look like it slipped a wee bit. Right, let's get the ramps out. Ooh. Ooh, looks like we're going to be... Well, I thought that could have gone either way there. I thought we were going to tip off, but... I'm so excited to try this out on the field, I really am. Right, and this time, hopefully I'll turn the seeder on. Look at the size comparison between the two. That is just incredible. That is incredible. Wow. Okay, so let's disconnect that. Don't worry, old girl. You'll still be used around the yard. You could be used for the lighter jobs on the field, I would say, doing the fertilizing and stuff. Right. And then we'll have to get you all painted up because I want you looking really nice. I want you looking nice and shiny. Right, let's get... Looks like the difference in weight as well, you know, it's crazy. Right, let's get this done. We're going to need... Oh, we're going to need to put on our steering assist when we get attached onto the seeder. Lower that down. Should be putting seed in now, I imagine. Yep, looks like it's putting seed in. Right. Why can't I put on the steering assist? There we go. Perfect. Oh. So far we're getting 7 miles an hour out of this. We'll just go up and down. Up and down the field, I think, probably be a better idea. Right, let's get this job done. Okay, so we are almost finished. I've just got this little patch here and a piece at the top of the field there, and then we will be done. We'll just check on the fertilization side of things to see if it's needing a coat of fertilizer. Oh, where are we going? Oh, we're wanting to go this way. Why are you doing that? There we go. Don't know why it did that. So the last strip here, and then we are finished seeding our barley. Oh, that's perfect. Absolutely perfect. Right, let's just double check our situation with the growth. Yep, everything seems to be, and we've got a fertilized state on there. I don't think we're needing another one right now. We do have stones in there, which are small stones, so I'm not too worried. So it will need rolling and it will need lime, but I'm not too worried about that right at the moment. All I was worried about was getting the seeds in the ground, so. Right, I will need to return this cedar to Snowy because we are not going to be needing this anymore. Not for the next year. So I will certainly drop that off to him. So I do have in mind what I'd like to try and do. I would like to try and get this grass cut again soon because it's going to need to get cut again. Gets the bales made up. But what I'm thinking is we build up our fleet of uh, equipment. That way, we have got the ability to do all the contract work or as much of the contract work as required. So I don't really need to be borrowing too much equipment from the other farmers. So I might have a look at contract situations for the rest of this month and probably next month. And hopefully, by the time you guys return, hopefully we'll see some growth in this field. So that will be very, very interesting. So time is getting on. The rain is coming. It does feel like it's going to absolutely lash it down with the rain. So I think what we'll do is we'll put the old tractors away. It will be nice to, if we get a front loader for this, would be really nice. Now, I have a problem. I don't think these are going to fit in any of the sheds. Nope, they're not going to fit in any of the sheds. Right, I suppose I'll put that all under cover uh, later once I've dropped that cedar back off to Snowy, and yeah, I think we'll leave it there for today. So thank you very much, everybody, for joining me on our journey into building up this homestead. So if you have enjoyed it, please leave a like. And if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing and hit that notification bell so you are informed of all my uploads. So with that, guys, I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I hope to see you all in the next one. But until then, bye for now.